The one thing that surprised me, Sheila, is when you look at where this movable feast, this annual 5-star luxury party of the UN is every year, because it's in December, they like to go to the sunshine getaways. I remember they had one in Cancun. They had one in Paris, which is always lovely, except for, I guess, this week. They had one in Bali. So they're often in these beautiful, Marrakesh, Morocco, where you were 2 years ago. So to go to Katowice, Poland, I'm surprised by that choice. And Katowice, you were telling me, is also sort of the coal capital. It's sort of like the West Virginia of Poland. Am I right on that?
That's exactly right. And I think that's maybe why they wanted to have it here, is because they really need to convince this part of Eastern Europe that they need to abandon their most plentiful fossil fuel to move forward with the UN agenda. Katowice is it's the coal capital, really. There's a coal mine 3 kilometers from town. There's the location where the conference is being held is in a stadium that is built on a reclaimed coal mine. So coal is really part of the ethos here. And just like holding this conference in Bonn, Germany, again, in the heart of coal country, it's the UN trying to convince these people to abandon their own wealth in pursuit of what the UN wants them to do.
You know, I was talking to our mutual friend, Mark Morano. He's with ClimateDepot.com. He may be arriving in Katowice already, and I know he'd love to sort of explore this UN convention with you. He told me, according to his sources, that in Poland, coal miners are regarded as very respectable, very reputable. They're, you know, we sometimes joke that lawyers and journalists and politicians are down below used car salesmen in terms of public respect. Mark was telling me that coal miners in Poland are sort of idealized as hardworking, patriotic men, that they're really treated with great respect, whereas they might not be treated that way in North America. I thought that was an interesting thing for him to say. I know you've just arrived a few hours ago. Maybe it's too early to tell, but that's an interesting thing he mentioned to me.
I would suspect they're probably held in the very same esteem that rig hands and oil patch workers are held in Alberta, where, you know, these are the stereotypical hardworking, down-to-earth wealth creators for the rest of the country. I think that's probably true here. One thing I did notice when I came into Katowice was that you really can't tell that there's a UN conference being held here, which is remarkably different from what it was like in Bonn, Germany, or even in Marrakesh. In both of those cities, the city was decorated to welcome the United Nations on every street corner. There were signs saying that it was a UN global warming conference being held. Here, there's nothing. To drive up and down the streets, you couldn't tell that the world's elites have converged here in Katowice.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show, weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every day I do a monologue, interview a guest, and read my fan mail and my hate mail. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.